everyone, my name is Giovanna. Welcome to this group. Thank you all for coming. I want to acknowledge that it probably has taken a lot of courage for you guys to bring yourselves here, so I want to thank you for that. And I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm an MSW, I have a master's in social work. I will be the facilitator for this group, and my role here isn't to give you guys advice, it's just to give you guys a safe place to feel comfortable sharing anything that you want. So with that, before we get started, I just wanted to go into a couple of rules that we have for this group. The first and most important rule is confidentiality. So what's said here stays here. We're not going to go, we're not going to talk about anything that happens in this group outside of this group. The second rule is the rule of listening. So when someone else is talking, when they are sharing their stories, to be respectful of that, not to interrupt them, and to really be present for that other person. What goes along with listening is silence and the right to pass. So if you don't want to share information, you don't have to. We're never going to force you to talk about your grief or the death that you've experienced in this group. It's just really for when you guys feel comfortable. And then a couple of the nitty-gritty things. Please don't use your cell phones in this group. No technology. Leave everything outside. And don't give the other participants advice unless they specifically ask for it. We're here to support each other and to understand and try to empathize with how each other is feeling, not to solve anyone's problems. So if you want advice, ask the group. Otherwise, we're not going to give you advice. And we're also not going to touch people unless it's implied that it's okay, or you ask someone. So before you give someone a hug, or you comfort them by putting a hand on your shoulder, just make sure that they're okay with that. All right, so I guess we'll get started. I wanted to do an opening ritual with you guys. So I just want you to kind of relax, put both feet on the floor, place your hands on your thighs, and just breathe in. Take a nice breath for 3 seconds in, and while you're inhaling, really think of that person who died. Think of the memories that you've had with them. Hold that breath for 3 seconds and hold on to the memories that you've had with them. And then exhale your breath, and really just become present in this moment. Realize that you are here to talk about your grief and to share your experiences in a room with others who are experiencing very similar stories. So once you're present in that moment, I'll open this room up for discussion. If you guys want to go around the room and introduce yourselves and share what you feel comfortable sharing, that would be great. So we can start.
Hi, my name is Shantane, and my twin sister passed away. That's all I want to share.
Thank you.
I'm Sarah, and my grandmother passed away. I'm Kristen, and my mother passed away.
I'm Brianni, and my brother passed away. He was like my best friend, and I really miss him very.
Hello, my name is Nina, and my best friend recently passed away.
I'm Jess. My dad passed away, and I'm here because I didn't really want to come here, but my mom insisted, and she kind of convinced me to, so I'm here.
So you didn't want to come?
No, I wasn't like ready. No.
Is anyone else feeling that way? A little unsure about coming here?
It's hard to talk about my brother's death. I just live with it by myself. I don't like speaking about it.
But everybody always thinks I'm over exaggerating, but I don't think so. She was close to me. It's a hard time.
My brother, which was my best friend, like I stated earlier, he passed. He got killed. We was out grocery shopping for my grandmother, and we was just, there's something in the car, and the robber came up to us, and I was getting the groceries. So food was nothing to me. It's, my life is more important.
Yeah.
And my brother said no, absolutely not. So he proceeded to fight with the guy, and he shot him right in the head. It hurts to this day because I have that memory flashback And it's like, I would never go outside with her, ever.
Yeah.
Until I could have closure and peace. And to this day, I don't know why he would risk his life for some groceries. Let alone some eggs and like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And it hurts to this day.
So you're upset that your brother risked his life
Very
for
upset. He was only 23. And I miss him. We did everything together. We went to school together. We had the same major, worked in the same place. We even had our own apartment together. It's just, I miss him.
Thank you.
My mom was on her way to pick me up from school and was running late and ran through a red light and got hit and died. And I was waiting at school for a while, not knowing where she was. My first instinct was to get angry because my mom's always late for everything. And I was just really angry, and now I feel like I can't help but think that it was my fault. That if she wasn't coming to get me, then she would still be here.
So you have a lot of guilt.
Yeah.
I feel like guilty too, I guess, because when my dad was alive, if you asked me, like, if I liked him, like, I feel guilty saying this now, but I would have said no. Like, we had a really bad relationship, which is why I didn't think I had to come here. Like, I don't even remember the last thing I said to him. It was probably, we had an argument or whatever, I'm sure. And then he died in a drunk driving car accident, and then I get mad at him for doing that, because you could hurt someone else. But, like, then I feel guilty, like, because people are sitting here saying their mom and their dad or brother died and they feel bad and they miss them, and like I can't miss him because I was never around him, and I just get angry that he did that. And I know we weren't, like, we argued before he died and I just never was close to him, so like I want to feel sad but I just can't, and I feel guilty about that.
It's hard. It's hard to force yourself into a feeling that doesn't come natural for you.
Well, me and my twin sister, we was really close, but we were like completely opposites. I went to school and she just stayed working at her job, and she thought that I was the better twin and everybody in the family liked me more. So eventually, she didn't tell anyone. We were really close, but she didn't tell me either. She was just staying at home. I was out with my boyfriend, and she took my mom's pills. My mom is like on a lot of stuff, and she just took her pills, and then next thing you know, my mom went home and we found her on the bed. Thought she was sleeping, but my mom said she knew she wasn't sleeping.
Wow. What was that like for you?
It was hard because why didn't she tell me? Like, why didn't she tell me? Why would my mom leave those pills on the dad warm? Why would she leave them on her bed? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, so my best friend committed suicide taking pills and alcohol. It's his second attempt. This time he did succeed in doing it. He had written me an email, but I didn't see the email after he passed away. So, yeah.
My grandmother passed away. She was very close to her. She was unhealthy. She died of cancer. But it's hard for me because I grew up with her. I lived with her. And I feel that I had a fight with her right before, and I was mad at her because she didn't say sorry to me for something stupid, and I wouldn't let her see me or my daughter. And she ended up passing in 2 weeks later. So I turned to her.
Just like Sarah, my grandmother passed away of cancer as well. And we I would have reacted differently. I would feel better about myself. I feel guilty because it was something so stupid. I just said it by my birthday. She means the world to me, and for me to yell at her, curse at her, and almost push her down, it's hurtful and it's ridiculous, and I should have been more mature for my age. And my brother also told me that I was doing too much with her. But I don't care. I'm grown. You're not gonna say put your feet in my shoes. That's not gonna happen. I'll tell you that right now.
A lot of things that I've been hearing from each of you and each of your stories is a lot of guilt, there's a lot of questions, there's a lot of anger. Those are all very, very heavy emotions. How are you doing with those?
Horrible. Emotions are horrible. I can't tell you, I have mood swings. Like 1 minute I'm mad that my brother and my girlfriend is going, next minute it's like, it's life. I can't move on until I get these feelings that I have under control, because it's taking a big toll on my health and also my social life.
I feel like everyone judges me. Like when I tell my friends, well, obviously everyone comes, they're like, I'm so sorry, blah, 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 like your father died. But I like confided in very close friends, like, I feel terrible, but I'm not as, like, cause there was a lot going on with my family and him, and we didn't, like, he did a lot of things that weren't okay, they weren't right. So now I say, like, I don't know, should I feel guilty? Like, I feel like I'm not sad, like, I'm not crying every day, and I kind of feel guilty for that. So telling my friends, I felt like they'd be like, no, don't worry about it, but they make it worse. They're like, how could you, like, maybe it'll hit you later, like, how could you be fine after your dad died? And that's, like, I figured, I don't know, like, I wanted, like, reassurance, and it was kind of the opposite. Nobody can really understand why I feel like I'm trying to make myself be sad, but.
Yeah, so you reached out to your friends for support and you weren't given that support.
It's hard. I haven't looked in the mirror since she passed away because she was my identical twin. And every time I look in the mirror, I would see her. So I just refuse to look in mirrors. We have matching tattoos. So I'll try to brush in the shower just so I don't have to look at it. It just brings back so many memories. And I want to remember the good, but it's hard to remember the good when there's bad.
I feel like I lost my best friend, or support system, because they were my support system. I have nobody to talk to. It's like I feel like I'm alone.
Say that here. Yeah, I lost one person that I can talk to, really understood me. I've had it much talk to me.
You want to say something, Kristen?
Yeah, I feel very alone. I have 2 older brothers, and I had my dad, obviously, and now I'm the only female in the house, and they all are really good at putting on this persona of being strong and, this manly persona, I guess, and I just feel like, now it's my responsibility to, like, be the caretaker, almost, like, I know that's really old-fashioned, but I just kind of feel like that's what my mom did, and now everyone's kind of just looking at me, and I just feel a lot of pressure coming from a lot of different areas, and I'm not even getting a chance to really grieve my mom, because now I feel like the expectations for me and my household have just risen.
What's that like for you?
It's making me not want to be home a lot. I kind of have just been staying at friends' houses. But then I feel guilty that I'm not home. So it's like a lose-lose kind of. I'm just not really sure where my place is right now.
You guys have all expressed, a lot brought up earlier, the anger, the guilt, the uncertainty of where you are and what you need to be doing. Does anyone practice any self-care?
I sing.
You sing.
I can't sing, but I can sing. I sing a lot of songs to myself. I sing gospel to help me get through the hard times. So when times feel like giving up, I listen to a lot of gospel and Beyonce. You know, this album brings back who I used to be before all this tragic even happened in my life. And I sing really loud so I get all the hurt and be crying.
Sounds like a great way to relieve some stress, yeah.
I should probably take care of myself more than I have because I haven't been showering as much as I should. I don't want to eat anything. It's just a really dark time right now. So hearing you say that you sing often, or maybe gospel, I was really big in the church before, so maybe I could try to sing some gospel too to remind myself. She was in the choir. Actually, she was the lead singer in the choir. So
Wow.
yeah, maybe I could try that. Thank you.
I feel like I don't really know what to do. Cause like I said, like my friends don't understand why I don't care about your dad, which is not really the whole story, but I'm also like embarrassed. Like everybody knows, my whole town knows. Like I'll go to the grocery store and like I know, like people, you can tell, like they look at you and they know, oh, that's the girl whose dad like got in the accident, like he was an alcoholic, blah blah blah. And either they look at me like in a bad way or they feel bad for me, and I don't want either of that. And then I feel guilty on top of all that, and like I just don't know, like if I'm, like sometimes my mind is off of it if I'm like really busy, but I don't know what to do like when I'm finally get home at night and like I have to go to sleep and just be with myself. I'm like, then everything is just in my head, and I haven't done anything really to like try to, I don't know, like release the like bad feelings or whatever, but so I don't know what to do.
I've been smoking a lot of pot, which I didn't really do before, but it's kind of like an escape for me. Which obviously is probably not the best outlet, but at this point, it's the only thing that's like really helping me escape. So, but obviously, it's probably not the best thing that you should be doing.
I think we're good on time.